CES highlights, a scam warning, smart Legos, and anti-gravity. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by Squarespace. Get online, build your site, promote your brand, and get paid all in one place at squarespace.com/MacVoices. Use the offer code MacVoices for 10% off your first website or domain purchase. Today's MacVoices is supported by HelloFresh. Visit hellofresh.com/MacVoices10FM and get 10 free meals. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, this is MacVoices Live. We are back for the first show of 2026. We took a week off, mainly because I was MIA at CES in Las Vegas, and we'll talk about that more in a little bit. But it's great to be back. I came away from CES with just that much of a cough, so sorry about that if it catches me once in a while. We have a lot of stuff to get through tonight. We're not going to just talk only about CES, but we are going to touch on it because we saw so many great things, Norbert and I. And so we're going to talk about just a couple of them and then get to a lot of big Apple news that's been breaking here in the last few hours. So let's find out who's here. First of all, Mr. David Ginsburg. David, good to have you as always. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Glad we're back with, we missed you, like you said. I missed you as well. Everybody else here. And I'm just recovering over 3-4 days of Jeff Gamet. But I'm glad to be here.
It was so great to get to spend that time with you.
There was.
Yeah, that I can imagine that some recovery would be required.
Dave was even there as witness when I flirted with the peacock lady.
He did. That's a story for after dark.
Yeah, I'm afraid of it.
I'll draw you a picture.
Yeah. Speaking of peacocks, Mr. Eric Bolden is here. This time he didn't have a peacock behind him, but he might have a peacock story to tell. Eric, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Glad to be here. No, today I just have a, what do I have today? Need new glasses. White-throated sparrow.
A white-throated sparrow. Okay.
I guess okay. You kind of can see a little white spot, but yeah.
Okay. Well, he looks just kind of relaxing there in the snow. Yeah, that's good.
Munching away. Yeah. It's snacking all the way through the show.
Perfect. Not relaxing in the snow is Mr. Brian Flanagan Arthurs. Brian, good to see you. I don't think you ever relax in the snow down where you are.
No, that would definitely be a rarity. I wouldn't know what that is. Maybe I'll see it in a movie or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll send you some. We'll pack it up in dry ice and send you some.
All right.
The birthday boy himself, who unfortunately we weren't around closer to his birthday, so this is the first show after, but Mr. Jeff Gamet has passed another mark. That's all we're going to say about it unless he wants to reveal anything. Jeff, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Chuck. And I think it's okay to tell everyone I am getting so close to being able to legally drink.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
Times how many? Never mind.
I'm pacing myself.
Good. The man who spent a whole lot of time with me in Las Vegas, but you never will see him because he hides behind the camera instead of getting in front of it. But he's the reason you're going to get to see a lot of CES, Norbert Frosse. Norbert, it's good to see you. I'm glad you made it home.
I made it home safely, Chuck. Nice to be here.
Always glad to do it. And thank you so much for everything you did for MacVoices at CES. You are absolutely tireless.
It was a lot of fun.
It was. Marty Agencius is here, and since he was here last, he has a new on-air light, or at least as far as I remember. Marty, Happy New Year.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad it's New Year, and it's just something new. I did bring something, however, for my Packers fans.
You got the cheese grater. Yeah, baby.
Horrible.
And it will slice
Where's the
you
foam
up
one?
in
You want the
any
foam
size
one?
that you. Yeah, I tried to get a foam one,
Oh,
but I
it's
had to resort to the one that I had in the kitchen.
It's
So.
impossible.
For once a decade?
They,
Okay.
they like nachos?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
They were nachos good this weekend.
They were
That's
not.
what we can say.
That's a good one.
At least
I
in
like
the
that.
second half.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Brian. I didn't know that was going to happen.
You get the joy out. It's once every decade. So
I didn't know it was going to happen either. I just texted my wife while other people were being introduced. I said, "Bring up the cheese grater."
All right. Well, having nothing to do with the cheese grater, as far as I know, is Jim Ray. Jim, it's good to have you. Happy New Year.
I'm enjoying relaxing in the snow.
Good. Okay. Well, that was 3 or 4 introductions ago, but that's fine. That works. Well, guys, before we get to CES stuff, I did want to throw out one PSA, and I will throw it into the chats because actually this happened to me. I got an Instagram reset request.
Yep.
And then I saw this article, and it apparently is widespread. So I want to make sure that everyone knows that if you received one of these and didn't ask for it, ignore it. Please don't click the thing that says if you didn't request this, let us know, and click that, because that's not going to work either. So, or if you have, you need to go in and reset your password immediately, because that's just not what they were not legitimate. I haven't seen anything posted about where it took you or exactly what it did, but there were a lot of them that apparently were nefarious.
Yeah.
I would have immediately being suspicious, seeing as I've never had an Instagram account.
Did you get one too?
I didn't, but I'm saying, had I gotten one, I would have considered it very suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, I can see that, Jim. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. I have an Instagram account, but really never, ever use it because I don't have any compulsion to take pictures of my lunch and post it.
That's fair.
That's our loss.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, when you see, and especially when it happens to you, when you see one in your email and then you start seeing articles about it, it's apparently a bigger deal. So just be aware, folks. With that, we want to talk a little bit about CES because Norbert and I spent, how many days, Norbert? I've lost track. 4, 5, between the press events and the show floor and everything. And so I wanted to just hit a couple highlights, but strange as this sounds, I'm going to give the first one to Jeff Gamet because this was right in his wheelhouse. He watched a keynote that Norbert nor I got to, and it raised a lot of discussion at CES, both from the innovation standpoint, but also for some other reasons. Jeff, tell us about the announcement from Lego.
Okay, first, I love that Lego did not have an official presence at CES, and they are, not just here, but everywhere, the top story about CES. They absolutely got their money's worth from flying their team out, renting a space in another hotel, and doing their media event. Well done, Lego. Okay, so the short version is Lego announced that they're introducing what they're calling smart bricks. So these are little Lego bricks that have little computer sensors and computer chips in them, and they're using NFC. So depending on the set you put them in, and the Lego minifigures that they're with, they can do different things. So you put one into initially they're starting with 3 Star Wars kits. So you put one in the spaceship in the kit, and you swish the spaceship around, and it's going to make spaceship engine sounds. And then if you do whatever it is, that would simulate you're firing at the bad guys, pew pew pew, then it'll do the laser sounds for you. And if you have minifigures that are set up to work with this new smart brick system, you can have like one of the demos was Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader having their lightsaber battle, and so you hear the lightsaber swishes and stuff. So that's the super condensed version of what they announced. The kerfuffle immediately started because you had the camp of people saying, can't believe that Lego was abandoning their core business, which is you creatively building what you want with Lego bricks and trying to get on the AI bandwagon and be all electronic. They're ruining their brand. Curse Lego. And that's actually not at all what's happening. And this is just an addition to what Lego does. And a lot of people are saying, but they've lost their focus. No, Lego has been doing stuff in computer technology for a long time. They years ago sent me a kit to test with, where it was a thing where you were doing creative building, where it used an app on your iPhone and was kind of doing an AR thing with your iPhone and whatever you built with this specific kit. And they've been in the video game business for a very long time. They had the I just forgot the name of it. It was a Lego thing where you would buy like mini kits, and it was different figures, and depending on the figures you had and the bases that you put them on, it would interact with a video game you're playing in real time. And so anyhow, this is not new for Lego. This is not Lego abandoning their core business. This is a thing that they're doing that will just be another part of what Lego does. And for the people that are saying, well, when I was a kid, all we had were the square and rectangle bricks, and that's what everyone should use. This is cheating. Okay. I appreciate your concern that Lego is losing the plot here, but if you only had square and rectangle bricks, that's your parents' fault. And they went out of their way to make sure you didn't have the bricks that have been around for decades.
Wow. Didn't see that one coming. Okay, Jeff.
Surprise. No, the stuff with all the connecting pins and the slopes and the clear bricks and the triangles and the round pieces, that stuff has been around for decades. And when we were all kids, and I don't care what your age is, you get included in the we. When we were all kids, the majority of that stuff was already there. It's just been like variations on brick shapes and styles in those categories that has changed. Color variations, stuff like that. So this is nothing new. I'm not freaking out about this. I'm actually really interested in seeing what Lego does with this, and I would love to get a hold of a kit. They do cost a lot more than a regular kit, but they're giving you little computers and bricks, so yeah, of course they're going to cost more.
Yeah, I did not prepare Jeff for that. He did that off the cuff, because the only thing I did is I pointed out to him that Lego was going to have a press conference and that it was going to be broadcast, and
it turns out it wasn't broadcast.
Oh, wasn't? Okay, well.
No. Which is a thing about the article you sent me. That was Engadget. Shame on Engadget for publishing that article the way they did. They absolutely straight up did a clickbait article about how you could watch a live stream of an event that they knew full well there was no information about a live stream happening. And there was a line in their article about, hey, if they do announce a live stream, we'll update it in the article here. They knew they were leading people on, and they should be embarrassed that they ran the article the way they did. Well, you can call me Engadget, and I will tell you that too.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I'm sorry I misled you, but I'm glad
you did not. You set me up to get on a soapbox.
So yeah. Marty, you want to query Jeff about this?
Yeah. So these bricks are specific to the set that you're going to purchase them with. There's no thought about creating, even I imagine if a third party did it, they'd get sued, but creating a Lego shaped brick that you could pre-program to do other things than what is set up for the one set. I don't know if you have any information on that or.
Well, what you're describing, Lego already has, and that's part of their Mindstorms project, and that's been around for a long time too. So what I know about what they're doing with this is that initially it's just 3 sets, but it sounds like from what they're doing that that if you have one of these bricks and you use it in one of these 3 sets, that it's all interchangeable. So I presume, based on what they were showing and the way they were talking, that as new sets come out, all of these smart brick components will be interchangeable, and they will probably be able to do more things down the road.
Yeah. Can I get the set without the brick? Can I get the same, Star Wars thing with the brick?
Yeah,
and do my own pew-pews?
Yes, you can. So they're starting with a TIE fighter, an X-wing, and like Stormtrooper ground battle pack or something. So those are all kits that are available in very similar forms. So the ones with the smart bricks, these are actually variations on those. And the biggest variation is that they design them so that there's a specific place where you set that smart brick. But other than that, it's basically the same as 3 kits that they already have.
I thought this was really interesting because there have been so many articles that Jeff already said, that are pushing back and saying, that you're going against everything you've been up to this point. You've never been electronic, and that's just not right. But also the idea that this is somehow going to do something that inhibits creativity. And if anything, I can only see it increasing creativity because you can take those bricks. You don't have to assemble them into the packs that they're delivered in. You can take them and build something of your own. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all evolves. But it also was interesting that one of the biggest stories of the show was a product that was not on the show floor at all.
Yeah,
I believe they had a suite, but that was it.
Yes. All right, Chuck. Here's my prediction. It's that as this develops and grows, that it will reach a point where you're essentially able to create your own, I'll call them programs or apps with Lego bricks. And depending on how you use these smart bricks, you can create like little Lego machines or little Lego robots that when they find each other, they interact in different ways or whatever. But I think this is leading up to, look at all these bricks I have. What kind of program can I make with them?
Yeah. So thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that because I knew you would be able to talk a lot more intelligently about it than I could. Even though I read the press releases, I knew you'd be into it.
I was so into it.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting that I think every year, for as long as I can remember, a Lego kit of at least one Lego kit has shown up in the holiday gift guides as a pick from someone, and not always Jeff. So there are a lot of these Lego fanatics out there, and this just gives them one more tool in the toolkit to play with and do. So I love it. Today's Mac Voices is supported by HelloFresh. Visit HelloFresh.com/MacVoices10FM and get 10 free meals. Every single weeknight, the dinner decision rolls around. HelloFresh takes the pressure out of that daily decision with great options that are easy, fast, and good. Taking the stress out of the dinner question is why I'm enjoying HelloFresh. Pre-proportioned ingredients, step-by-step cards, and done in 30 minutes means I have less stress and more time. With over 100 recipes to choose from every week, all the decisions are made in advance and at once. That simplifies my life. And on a night or 2 or 3 that you're snowed in like I am at the moment, it means that I don't have to worry about what I do or don't have. It's there, ready for me to go. Sustainably sourced seafood, antibiotic-free chicken, seasonal produce that actually tastes like something means that I'm not just getting to eat dinner, I'm going to enjoy it, and I get back more time in my evening. What did you have for dinner last night? I had miso salmon during a blizzard and loved it. The salmon, not the blizzard. You need to step up to HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com/MacVoices10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free zwilling knife, about a $145 value, on your third box. Offer valid while supplies last. Free meals applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/MacVoices10FM for 10 free meals plus that cool knife. Thanks to HelloFresh for supporting MacVoices. Today's MacVoices is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one website platform designed to get you online quickly and easily with a set of powerful and flexible tools to look professional, grow your brand, and get paid, all in one place. If you've ever had that, I really should update my site tomorrow feeling, I get it. The thing I love is how quickly Squarespace gets you from idea to something you're proud of. Their Blueprint AI helps you build a site by answering a few simple questions: what you do, what you're making, what vibe you're looking for, and it turns that into a polished starting point you can tweak with intuitive drag and drop. And with Squarespace's easy-to-use backend, keeping that brand new site brand new for all your visitors is a piece of cake. No coding required, no external tools needed. They give you everything to update the site with your latest news and images. And if you offer anything beyond content, consults, sessions, events, Squarespace lets you present those services clearly, schedule, and get paid without duct taping 5 different tools together. Plus, their built-in SEO tools help you show up where people are actually searching, so the work you're already doing is easier to discover. Head to squarespace.com/MacVoices for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the promo code MacVoices to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/MacVoices. Thanks to Squarespace for supporting MacVoices. The next one I wanted to talk about, I'm going to talk about because I know Dave and Jeff both have an early out tonight because they're going to visit our friends, Mac and Tech, the Mac and Tech user group. So I wanted to get to this one, which is a little bit out of order for me, but this is really for Dave, Marty, and Eric. I interviewed a gentleman from the XREAL Glasses that were exhibiting at the show, and I tried a pair of XREAL Glasses. So, and I came away fairly impressed because they plug into any any video input, and they deliver that large screen experience. Now, I've tried the Vision Pro, both at MacStock with Marty and Dave and Eric. I've also tried it at the Apple Store. This was the first time, though, that I'd had the opportunity to use one of these devices and get the full screen Mac experience, or for that matter, an iPhone experience. And it doesn't, for me, it didn't give you that I'm in my own little world thing, because you could still see around, the periphery of the glasses. But it was a very nice experience, and I was impressed. And I was curious to see if any of you three, or for that matter, anybody here, has had the opportunity to try these glasses as in comparison to the Vision Pro.
This is the first time aware of this model.
Oh, okay. Marty, Eric?
I haven't tried it. I'm looking at the specs on it. It looks interesting. 120 hertz video display, which is interesting. I'm the kind of person who likes being immersed. So putting glasses on, unless I'm functionally walking around with them, and I have Meta Ray Bans and I have other products that are out. If I want to watch media, I kind of want to be in that theater of silence, and so it would be a different impact. Price tag, $650 is right on the edge there. I'd like them to get above 1,000, and then I'd have a justification for buying them. But at 650, I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, when have I ever heard anybody say you want to spend more on it?
Marty's such a good consumer.
Yeah.
And I had somebody tell me, that when Apple comes out with their glasses, I hope they're under $1,000. And I'm like, nah, not going to happen. Not with Apple.
Well, I will say this. You can't help but look at the price of these versus a Vision Pro. And the gentleman I talked to, and again, the video will be published eventually as I'm getting them edited. But he was very upfront. He said he's a Mac user and he has an iPhone, and he views this as just a monitor, which that's really all it is. Is it just you're plugging into a video source and that's all it does? But it does it pretty darn well. Again, it's not a spatial computer, but I could see me definitely taking a pair of these on a long flight as opposed to carrying a Vision Pro. And so that was one advantage. But I also recognize, to Marty's point, that I'm not going to be completely immersed in my own little world. I'm going to be at least aware of some of the things going on around me, unless I put a hood over my head, and then the flight attendants will probably have me escorted off the plane.
Again.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you just kind of admitted, Chuck, that when you put these things on, you're part of a dumb terminal.
It was not the intention, Marty, but okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
So is this tethered to a device while you're using it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Which is, again, one of those things.
Well, I'm assuming that also supplies power, so it doesn't run out of battery right away.
That's a great question, Eric. I mean, it was coming through USB-C, so I would guess so. I can't answer that for sure because I was more interested in the demo in this one than getting all the specs. So, but if you have that need, or if you had the chance, check them out. I think you might be pleasantly surprised. Norbert, I want to turn to you for the next one because I'll let you say some of the things that I could say. But Norbert and I both had a chance to try out the Antigravity Drone. Now, full disclosure here, Antigravity's been sponsoring MacVoices now for a little while, and they give you a script and tell you all these wonderful things, and they're true. And so that's as far as I'm going to go. Norbert, tell us about the experience you had with the drone.
It was incredible. They told us that there's 3 things that most people dream about, and that is being chased, that is falling down a cliff, and the other one is flying. And I've had all 3 of those dreams. And this was exactly like flying. You basically you feel like Superman, you just start floating. But what was interesting about this is as you start floating up to the sky, we put on the goggles, and another person was handling the drone, so I didn't have to worry about handling the drone myself. But at some point, as I'm floating up in the sky and looking over the convention floor, he says, "Look down." And as I look down, I'm not just looking down at everybody else. I'm looking down at myself. So it's like an out-of-body experience as you're seeing yourself wearing these glasses with the other people in the crowd. So it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I should have said up front, this is a 360-degree drone so that you can look down, look up, look around, do whatever. And Norbert's right. I did the same thing. I looked down and there I was down there because they had us in a cage, flying cage, so that the drone couldn't get away or somebody couldn't fly it out over the crowd. And so it was a little bit restricted in what we could actually do the flying. But yeah, there are no joysticks or anything. It's almost just point the thing in the direction you want it to go and just push it a little bit and it goes. And while it's going or while it's stopped, you can look around from any angle, and you're not manipulating a camera on the drone. You're just using that 360-degree camera and seeing the image it projects. So it's not an inexpensive drone by any means, but it's certainly a lot nicer and a lot more impressive than others that I've had experience with, and other goggles that I've put on for drones. Those are fun, but this was just a unique experience.
Chuck, I have a question
Yeah.
about the goggles.
Yeah.
So you, as a glasses wearer, how did the goggles work for you?
Had no problems.
Like they just fit over your glasses and it was fine?
Well, Jeff, I only use readers for reading. Sorry. And so I don't have any trouble with distance. And so I really can't address a corrective lens kind of thing that's consistent for people, because I did not put these on while I had the goggles on.
Okay.
And Norbert, I'm trying to remember, was there space in there for glasses?
I don't know if there's space for glasses, but you can adjust it. He was able to adjust it. He said if it looks a little blurry, you can adjust the side of it to make it clear. And if you adjust the dials, it does clear up.
Okay, cool.
I forgot about that. You're right. There were little knobs right under there that you could turn. You're right.
You could turn and it's clear as a bell. Yeah.
Thank you, Norbert. I forgot.
Okay. I'm looking at the photo of the goggles and I see the knobs, little white knobs on the bottom.
Yeah,
on the bottom.
Big enough so that you can find them and move them without being able to see them. So you can do it while you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think I adjusted one a little bit, but I really didn't. It was one of those where I didn't feel the need, like, oh boy, I got to figure this out, or otherwise I'm not going to be able to see anything. So,
yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. So that's.
And Brian found the big answer. Which this is probably what I would end up having to do. You can get corrective lenses for these goggles.
Thank you, Brian. Yes. So yeah, so that was another one of the highlights.
By the way, you can't fly a drone with goggles by yourself. You always have to have somebody with you.
Well, I should never be left unsupervised anyhow.
What's called a visual observer. That's not specific to this drone. That's a legal requirement.
Well, I know this drone comes in just under, and they've built it specifically that way, so it does not have to be registered.
249 grams, but it's got nothing to do with that. If you're required to be able to have what's called visual line of sight with a drone you're flying, and if you're wearing goggles, obviously you cannot see the drone. So, because you have to be able to see it with your eyes, not through anything else. So that means, now I'm not saying that everybody does this, but legally, you're not, because there have been drones before flown with goggles, and legally, you have to have somebody standing next to you that's making sure that's got eyes on the drone all the time.
Okay. Thank you. That's news.
So get a friend.
Yeah. Well, that was, it's fine, because the other thing that this can do is, because you're not flying it the same way, I could be flying the drone, hand the goggles to Norbert, and let him, be in the drone, if you will, looking around, and while I'm doing the flying. So that would be as good as anything. But yeah, if that's Jim, I'll take you at your word. If that's the law, then that's the law.
Did you see the thing where the goggles, an outside person can look at your left goggle, and it's got a screen, and they can see what's on the screen from the outside?
I did not notice that.
That's a feature of the Antigravity.
Okay, that's
cool.
Yeah, they didn't tell us about that.
Apparently, it's supposed to be really cool.
Yeah. This is just an overall very cool drone, and it is different than any drone experience you've had. So if you're a big drone person or really curious, definitely go check it out. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, Consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.